Hi, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here. I'm right by my truck and I want to show you a wet ground stretching routine. All right, so this is for my walking, running friends and stuff like that who sometimes don't stretch after they do their walk or their run, and they just get to their vehicle and they just leave. You know, they drive somewhere, do a walk, and then just go ahead. You know, so what I want to do is show you a stretch routine that doesn't get you laying on the ground, because a lot of times the ground is wet, damp, things like that. So we had a little bit of rain the other day and a couple wet spots here. Not too wet though. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the hip tire stretch here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my foot up on the tire, and I'm gonna have this other foot back, and I'm gonna lean into it. And I'm leaning into the stretch, letting this front leg bend quite a bit here. So I'm leaning in, bending into that. You know, if I didn't have the camera on, I might face the vehicle a little more. I got a slight angle here, you know, but I want you to be able to see, you know, this position that I'm doing this exercise in. So if I want more stretch, I just keep trying to come closer and closer, bending this hip up more and more. All right, other side. So just 30 seconds each stretch here. There's a pretty quick routine here. All right, so it's gonna take you all of like 6 minutes or something like that. All right, so you have time for it. All right, leaning in. Oh, this is one of my favorite stretches here. Gets the upper hamstring a little bit, stretches out the glutes, stretches the groin on the inside of the leg. And so try to keep the back pretty straight, leaning in there to get that stretch. Oh, love it. All right, got the figure 4 stretch. All right, so I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna cross the ankle over the knee, and I'm just gonna push my butt back. All right, so I need to hold on just to keep the balance there. So I'm keeping the back straight, bending in here, leaning over this leg, and I'm stretching out this hip. All right, this hip on the leg that's crossed over there. Try to flex those toes back. It'll brace up that knee a little bit better while you're doing this stretch. Really good for runners. Piriformis issues, things like that are huge with runners. So this is an awesome stretch for the walkers or the runners among us. All right, ankle over the knee, other side. Again, it's a quick stretch, but effective. It's effective, it's useful. And I think sometimes quick is helpful because you might actually do it. It's quick. Chest is out, sinking in there. And part of it is that lean forward. So chest is out, leaning out over this leg, stretching in there. Some people may be able to fold a bit more than I can. All right, so that's fine. Just fold, but don't bend your back to do it. Keep the chest out in front of you. Try to get that back fairly straight while we're doing this one. All right, the tipping hamstring. Just double hamstring stretch. Feet together. You can do a hamstring stretch. You put your foot up on the tire and keep the leg straight. But we're gonna go for this one and get double time on both hamstrings. All right, so chest is out, butt is out, and we're tipping. A lot of people will fold over and do this one. Don't do that because the back ends up bending too much. Keep that chest out, butt out, and tip in there. And we're gonna do double time on this one, all right? So we're gonna do not just 30 seconds. So we got both legs going on. We're gonna do the whole minute because hamstrings usually are a big problem area for a lot of people. Right, so chest is out, butt is out, tipping in there. All right, big stretch along the back of the legs, fairly straight, but maybe not locked out in the knees there. In the second 30 seconds, we go a little farther. Oh, yes. A little more stretch. If it feels comfortable, you're doing it wrong. Hamstrings are quite uncomfortable stretch. Making my back a little straighter there. Oh, there we go. All right, quad stretch. Classic. I can go right in here, grab a hold, point that knee down, push the hips forward. All right, again, people sometimes do this with just balancing, but sometimes they spend so much time showing off that they can balance, but they're not actually maximizing the stretch. So I'd rather you get the stretch. All right, so you point that knee down, abs pulled in, push the hips forward, and get that full work in here. All right, full stretch into that quad. All right, other side. Spin it. Grab a hold, knee points down, abs pulled in, push the hips forward. Try to keep that knee close to the other leg as you're doing this. So driving this, a lot of times people think of it, I'm just gonna crush my foot to my butt. And that's not necessarily it. Like the knee angle through here matters too. So point that knee down and push the hips forward will get you bunches more stretch. Bunches and bunches. All right, so now we have the calf stretch. I just like the classic push on the vehicle stretch. All right, so I got my foot back behind, and I'll do a side of it just so you can see my foot. All right, so right in here, pressing that heel towards the ground. As you know, usually I go straight into the vehicle, but make sure you can see. So I'm pressing this heel down to the ground. A lot of times the toes will try to turn out. Don't let that happen. Straighten those up, press them into it. All right. Oh yeah. Other side. Quick calf stretch. Again, usually a big problem on people who are fairly active but don't stretch that often. It can be, so if you're not active or you're fairly active but actually don't stretch very often, a lot of times you end up with some of the same problems. All right, you end up with plantar fasciitis, things like that if you don't spend a time on the calf stretching there. All right, pressing that heel towards the ground. Again, this is a minimal stretch, but again, do a minimal stretch a lot, it will be helpful. Just 6 minutes here. All right, we're gonna do a field goal squeeze, one of my favorites, just to get some upper body posture improvements in here too. So there's only a couple of upper body things we're gonna do. Most of the stuff is lower body because that's where a lot of our critical tightness is, but we do need to get a little bit of loosening here. So shoulders squeeze down, chest pushes out, make sure the head's not coming out in front of you, chin's tucked back a little bit. Things are lined up really, really nice. All right, and then we're doing overhead reach. All right, so I'm gonna go up here, reaching up. I straighten the arms pretty good. Extending, reaching. I can even look up a little bit with this. Keep the abs pulled in. Trying to get some extension in the upper back as we're doing this. All right, so again, a lot of times people who run start to hunch a bit because they get tired while they're running and they become slouchy people. All right, and that's dangerous because a lot of problems come from that. So this is good. This is good. All right, there you go. All right, 6 minutes of stretches. Good little routine here. You know, right by your vehicle, didn't get on the ground, but stretched all the critical areas. All right, so this is Jeremy saying have fun, be safe, God bless, and don't give up.